Good evenings, my ladies, my lords, and my gentlemen, gentle people, any other race that we have in here, aliens, cat boys, cat girls, Cthulhu. I don't know who is going to watch this. I'm not even sure anybody will, because this will be most likely the most random ass update on a channel I haven't updated onto in years. In a year, not in years. In a year. And this is almost midnight by my standards. So, that's the only reason I'm recording this. I am going to be trying reading a fic out loud. Yeah. This is an unfinished fic that has been... The last update was in 2022. And it has 2 chapters and 4,059 words. I don't think it'll be updated again, but its size is helping me start, because there are actually 2 big fics that I really like on the ship that I'm going to read right now. That I am just scared to start voicing over. So that's gonna be the warm-up. The ship that we are reading today is from Miraculous Ladybug, a very old one and very unpopular one. Look, not really popular. Marinette/Nathaniel, because my brain decided to pull him out of the ass of the community and bring them to me, and I'm obsessed now. So the fanfic, posted in 2022, has 2 chapters, 4,059 words. A ship fic. The tags are: this idea wouldn't leave me alone if I didn't write at least the first chapter. So here, this is bad. It's rushed and clunky and just crappy. I just want it out. I don't know when I'll update this. Anyway, to tags. Bisexual Nathaniel Kurzenberg. Badass Nathaniel Kurzenberg. Miraculous Holder Nathaniel Kurzenberg. Nathaniel has a potty mouth. I don't see that tag used often, like in general with any character, which makes me want to laugh. I make canon interesting just to give Nathaniel some love. Nathaniel's a pretty boy. Marinette Dupin Chang / Ladybug, vertical / Ladybug, deserves better. Adrian Agrest, vertical / Cat Noir, bashing. Tags may change. Inspired by the Hollow Knight soundtrack. I probably will put something out of Hollow Knight in the background. Also, my reading is probably going to be shit because I haven't read it before, and I'm going to be trying. No beta, we die like canon narrative progression, though I guess that never existed. I love those last 2 tags. The name is Grieving Widower by In Much Stress. Summary. Nathaniel just wanted to feel less bad after being akumatized. Not an origin story for his heroes. Not an origin story, trademark, for his superhero persona. Though he's not complaining that much. Notes before the chapter. I really don't know when I'll update this, if I ever do. I am not that invested in Miraculous Ladybug, but I love Nath, and I just need some fix of him being badass and dating Marinette. That is my point, but for now I'm just doing art. Also, maybe, I'm not sure if I will put that on the screen, but I will probably put one of my drawings on the screen, just as a fact. Chapter 1. The Blind Stranger. Nathaniel sometimes wished he was dead. It's dramatic, he knows, and deep down he knows it's more of a cry for help than a truth. He knows between the cold forever and the painful eventuality, he chooses the latter. But God, sometimes he wishes he was dead. Because sometimes everything is too much. Specifically, after he got akumatized, the feeling of being in control but controlling a fantasy, the knowledge it's you but not being yourself, the power that isn't yours, and the fear of losing it locks you into that state. He remembers every minute of his rodeo as Illustrator last night. And honestly, maybe he's overacting. Compared to what most Akumas have done, he was pretty tame. Tormented Chloe a little, who cares about the local bully being bullied a little? Compared to the years of therapy her abuse will sponsor for some of them, it was nothing. Went on a date with his crush? Wow, so devilish. Sure, Marinette was definitely uncomfortable, clearly wishing the date was with this certain blonde one. But she wasn't harmed, and while some of his attitudes weren't the best, he wasn't that terrible. At least not enough to be hated. And, okay, he tried to kill a superheroes and Chloe, but that's because Hawkmoth was being annoying. And because Nathaniel seems to be a nice guy deep down, who thinks that just because a girl smiled at him... and because Nathaniel seems to be a nice guy deep down, who thinks that just because a girl smiled at him, it means she likes him back and therefore betrayed him when she agreed to help a superhero to stop Nathaniel from destroying everyone and everything by giving Paris's biggest villain more power? Now that he thinks about it, he's not overreacting at all. Though he was a bit tamer compared to others, considering he involved only 4 people into his mess and not the entire city. So comforting, really. What a great guy. He feels like digging a hole in and sticking his head into it. Hopefully, he'll suffocate. He's so distracted by calculations to make a hole big enough for his head. He only notices the only person walking in the park. He only notices the only person walking in the park in the middle of the night when he bumps them and makes them fall with a painful sound. Great. Another sin add to his list. I'm so sorry, he squeaks, rushing to help the person up. I didn't see you. Can't blame you for that, can I? The person answers, smiling at him, and his heart almost stops when he sees the round glasses covering the person's eyes and the cane in their hands. He fucking bumped into a blind person. Can he get any worse? Help this old man up, please. Of course. He promptly takes the hand offered and helps the man up. The man is tall, much taller than he is, though who isn't, with long hair and deep red and pale skin. He's dressed in jeans and a long-sleeved turtleneck. His shoes shine like leather mirror. Even under the poor illumination of the moonlight, and dressed in the simplest clothes, Nathaniel can tell he is a beautiful man. Beautiful in a delicate, elegant way, like an ephemeral rose on a lone planet. Is this a Little Prince reference? I'm sorry, I'm interrupting. Let's continue. Even the round glasses can take that from him, and when he smiles, Nathaniel thinks he's finally found an angel, or maybe a member of Fae. Are you okay, boy? The man asks in a smooth, soft voice. And despite being clearly blind, his head is turned to where the boy stands. There's an air of satisfied peace about him, and Nathaniel can't help but answer truthfully. No, I'm not. The man seems pensive, offering to listen to his problems. The boy shakes his head and rejects the offer, not wanting to dump his every problem on a stranger he practically threw on the floor. Nathaniel has had enough of being a bother. A man then smiles again, extending a hand and asking for guidance to the nearest bench. Taking his hand, the boy guides him quietly. It's not easy to see the bench in this part of the park, since it tends to be darker than the rest thanks to the lack of lighting. And he clutches the man's hand in hopes he'll be able to hold him up if there's any unseen hole in their way. Critters are their only company. My name is Nathan, but you can call me Nate. Nate breaks the silence after a minute or two of the cricket's melody and sound of Nate's white cane hitting the ground. My name is Nathaniel, Nath answers, eyes still focused on the ground to make sure they don't trip. Nathaniel's a good name. Strong. I've got a wrong name then. You can always change it if you're unhappy. Nathaniel scoffs at that, as if he hasn't heard that one before. It's easy to say, just change it if you're unhappy, especially when you can just start with the problems and stick to it. If only that was that easy. It is. The name, at least, is an easy change. Whatever else is making you so bitter might take some time. They go silent again, reaching the bench in no time. Nate doesn't need help to sit, but Nathaniel stays alert just in case, only sitting when the older redhead is comfortably seated and pets the space beside him. Nathaniel isn't sure what makes him sit down, instead of excusing himself and running back home to wallow in self-pity, but it's probably the calm aura around the man and the open smile he offers. It is also what compels him to just open his mouth and blabber. He talks and talks about his crush and about his school bully and about his time as an Akuma, and soon he's talking about his school life and his home life and about himself and all he hates about himself. The shyness, the nervousness, the meekness, the stupidity, the ugliness, and the newest, how bad of a person he really is, if the illustrator is anything to go by. Once he's done, there's nothing left inside him, not even air in his lungs. He's just empty void. He's not even sure if he feels better or not. Are you fucking stupid? Nate's question, asking in his mouth, melodic voice. Nate's question, asking in his smooth, melodic voice, pulls a dry and painful giggle out of him. Then he yelps as Nate's cane connects with his head. What the fuck was that for? I wanted to see if it was still working, Nate responds, and any words Nathaniel had died in his lips at the serious expression on the man's face. Akumas are not the truest form of someone. They are representations of a negative feeling amplified to the max. You were angry at Chloe and heartbroken because of your unrequited crush, and the Akuma took those feelings and ran with it. I'm surprised you only did what you did, and not, I don't know, forced yourself onto. I would never. The boy interrupted, voice trembling. That, exactly my point. And when you did try to hurt Marinette for quote-unquote betraying you, it was out of more heartbreak. Thinking of Akumas as monsters is denying the humanity they were born from. Thinking of them as a lashing out due to being overwhelmed but given power by a late... Think of it as is lashing out due to being overwhelmed, but given power by a latex mothman. Still, I do feel a little bad. Why don't you apologize? Nathaniel pauses. Why doesn't he apologize? Maybe he's afraid people will think badly of him if they find out he remembers what happened. Why? He just say he only remembers bits and pieces, or that someone told him, someone like Ladybug or Cat Noir. And apologizing may not fix things, but he might feel better. And maybe Marinette will forgive him. Or maybe at least it brings both of them some closure. And Chloe, well, he already knows what she's going to she's going to be a bitch about it, but he'll do it for himself. I'm going to apologize tomorrow, at least so I feel better. That's the spirit. And about everything else, well, I don't think it's the time yet, but who am I to decide that? Said that, Ned takes a little card out of his pocket. Come to me tomorrow, after the next Sakuma. What? Just do as I say. Okay. Do you always associate between mysterious and blunt? Do you always oscillate between mysterious and blunt? Nathaniel asks, taking the card offered with the feeling Nate won't give up until he takes it. Duality of man is the answer he gets as Nate stands up. Now go back to your house. It's school night and tomorrow will be quite the day. For a blind guy, Nate walks fast. Almost in a blink of an eye, he is gone, leaving Nathaniel alone with the card. What the fuck just happened? That was chapter 1. I'm surprised I'm reading that well. Actually, I usually don't read texts that I didn't read before that. I don't read them good out loud. Give me a sec. In a second, we'll go continue to the chapter 2, which is simultaneously the last chapter we have in this book. Maybe I'll do some fan writing for this because I actually really like this, but I do not know what the original premise of this is. This random ginger guy, I kind of feel like he's Nathaniel from the future, but coming back to the past. Just to guess, it doesn't say anything like that in the tags. So, I don't know. We'll see. Or I'm wrong. I probably was just wrong. So, the chapter 2 is called The Bastard Uncle. Nathaniel never really put much thought into what he's wearing. Well, now that's a lie. The boys aren't supposed to mind terribly if their casual, everyday outfit is ugly or even just not fitting. And Nathaniel is a boy who desperately wanted to fit in with other boys. At least fit enough not to get too much attention. He's terrible with attention from strangers, and a pretty boy is bound to get some, negative or positive. So he's picked up the safest bet. Band t-shirt, light coat, jeans, sneakers. Any simpler and he'll be Adrian. Back to the subject at hand, Nathaniel doesn't usually put much thought into what he wears, specifically not after having the benefits of looking like every other boy for so long. But today he stands in front of his wardrobe, still a little damp from a shower, and looks at his clothes with a frown. He has so many band t-shirts, and don't get him started, he loves the band t-shirts, even beyond their convenience, but almost nothing else. One button-up, two turtlenecks, and a few non-band t-shirts. Oh, look, a flannel, huh? Revolutionary. He doesn't even want to think about the variety of his pants. Nathaniel isn't sure why he wants to change his outfit all of a sudden, but he feels like doing it, and he also feels like not brushing the feeling aside. The flannel is so old he cannot wear it to go outside, and he doesn't feel confident enough to go all out with the button-up. So he grabs the first turtleneck of a turtleneck of pure white. It looks nice for half a second before the memory of purple skin takes over, and he almost chokes on his own spit. No white turtlenecks for a while. It goes to the back of the wardrobe, hidden by the safe haven of band t-shirts. Wasn't left in the back turtleneck with a long sleeve. What's left is the black turtleneck with long sleeves. Long red hair and soft voice comes to his mind. Once he's dressed in the turtleneck and jeans, he takes a look at himself. He's not pretty, his skin is too pale, his hair is too frizzy, his eyes are with dark bags underneath. But he's not half bad. Passable. Maybe even kinda good. Maybe if he took better care of himself, he'd look actually good. But he has no time to think about that. He'll be late if he doesn't leave the house now. His neighbors stare at him while he leaves, but then the sweet old lady smiles, complimenting his appearance. It fills him with a little more confidence. Nathaniel can almost ignore the anxiety of being seen. Almost. It's still there in the sweat of his hands and the little hunch of his back, but it's way subdued compared to the usual. Maybe it's because he's wearing something he genuinely wants to wear right now, or maybe it's the fact that other than the people who he interacts routinely with, no one seems to spare him a glance. Either way, his walk to school is okay. And he's even lucky enough to find Marinette at the entrance. Perfect. Marinette! He calls, voice trembling a little as his heart jumps in his chest. The girl turns around to him with her usual kind smile, and he thanks God that she is who she is. Can I talk to you? Alone. Won't take long. Marinette blinks, probably just as surprised as him at his blurted words, but agrees nonetheless, smiling up at the man that can only be her father. He looks at Marinette and then at Nathaniel before nodding, walking into school first with a tray of baked goods. Once he's a good distance away, Nathaniel takes a deep breath. Showtime. You know how most people don't remember when they are kumatized? He asks, rubbing the neck when she nods. Well, I kinda remember it. Marinette gasps, and then he can tell she's both worried and horrified. He stayed all night trying to come up with a plausible explanation as to why he's apologizing, and at the end he decided simply telling a bit of the truth would be the best. Or at least the least worst. So he rushes into explaining before her look gets even worse. I don't remember all of it, just some parts, like forcing you to go on a date with me. He winces, a bad taste coming back to his mouth, but he swallows it. And I wanted to apologize. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable, and I know you already have someone you like, so really, it was horrible, and I'm sorry. It's fine if you're upset, or, I don't know, never want to look at my face again. I understand. It is absolutely not fine, but it's fine. He was already heartbroken by the fact the girl he likes will never like him back. So it's not like any more heartbreak will do more damage than make him cry a few hours before bed. Myrna doesn't need to know this. She's already been through enough. So he's ready for her to never talk to him again, or even think of him as a creep and to keep her distance for an eternity. Nathaniel, it's fine. Nathaniel, it's fine. I forgive you. Brackert scratch. You do? Of course. I know you wouldn't do that in your right mind. The girl gently puts her hand on his arm. A little awkward, but very comforting. Thank you for apologizing, though. It makes me happy. And, again, I forgive you. I'm going to cry. Huh? No, it's nothing. Sorry, sometimes I just blurt stuff out. Abort. This conversation cannot be salvaged. Of course he needs to make things weird. That's why he keeps quiet. He knows he'll blurt out whatever brain farts comes first. I'm going first to class. See you there. With that, he rushes past her, clutching his bag straps, until he feels the sting of his nails on his palm. A few steps is all he manages to take before she's calling his name, and curse his heart for not being able to deny itself the simple pleasure of seeing her again. He's a sap. He's such a sap. No wonder he's single and pinning like an idiot. So he turns around and is almost blinded by her kind smile. Not the first time, probably not the last. Breathtaking as it was. You look nice in a turtleneck. I like it. Thank you. I felt like changing a bit, or something. That's good. Change is good. Meredith smiles one last time, and that's enough to make him resume his Meredith smiles one last time, and that's enough to make him resume his scared dog running. His heart is doing some somersaults that he thought he was used to. He guesses that the beauty of liking someone, sometimes they just remind you why you like them. Meredith is kind and warm and almost to a fault, the type of person anyone would be lucky to have in their lives. Which makes Adrian not liking her back really infuriating. But then again, Adrian doesn't seem the type to notice stuff like that. And he's even less close to the girl than Nathaniel himself. Hopefully he'll see the error in his ways. Who? The boy shrieks, looking behind him, and sees none other than Julika. He sighs in relief while she laughs at his probably stupid expression. What are you mumbling about so early, Nath? Adrian is stupid. Meredith is cute. I'm going to die, Jules. All my heartbreak will be in vain because Marie can't say a word to Adrian, and Adrian can't take a hint for anyone. And she laughs again, hitting his shoulder with hers lightly as they start walking again. They were supposed to bring their parents to school today, but Nathaniel's parents live in the countryside, and Julika's mom is very busy during the day. That's how they became friends, actually. One, bring your parents to school was enough to bring them together. Oops, sorry. 1 second. That's how they became friends, actually. One, bring your parents to school was enough to bring them together. Similar states, shared interests, and some trust made their relationship grow. He's glad for her. She's one of a few people he knows who share his same problem, wanting to be wanting to be in a corner at peace. Though Neff wants to become one with the wall, while Julika hates the idea of being forgotten. Each to their own. His other best friends love reminding everyone she is the. Each to their own. His other best friend loves reminding everyone she is in fact there. Who's he to judge? I like the turtleneck. Any special reason behind it? Just wanted to change. Felt like it. Julika hums, and their conversation changes to whatever new thing she found about bands yesterday. Just another carefree day. It will make him sound selfish, but Nathaniel is glad so many Akuma attacks have happened already, because everyone in the school just walks past him without much care. When the attacks first started, the ones who were returned would be treated like ticking bombs, are ready to explode into super overpowered rage monsters, even weeks after the attack. For someone avoiding the spotlight, having everyone treat him like he's some sort of criminal would be terrifying. He already went through weird boy in the corner everyone makes fun of phase. He really doesn't need villain waiting to happen added to the curriculum. They meet Rose and Alex on the way to the class, both accompanied by one of their partners. By one of their parents. It will never not be embarrassing to meet his friend's parents. Mom told him once that she was the same, and it got even worse when one friend became her boyfriend. Adults and teens either click or they don't. So she said, and he is inclined to agree. Thankfully, it's just for a day today. The day drags on as parent and student duos go to the front and talk about their jobs, one after another. Julika is quietly tapping her fingers on the table. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Her cheek will definitely end up. Her cheek will definitely end up with a red hand mark with how she holds her head up. Nathaniel had long taken his sketchbook out, drawing whatever comes to mind. First he draws Ladybug, then he draws some jewels and flowers, then some skulls and bugs, then some random patterns until his mind stops at the man he met last night. Nate. He writes the name as pretty as he can, figuring it fit the man much better than his usual scrawl. Under it, he draws the man as faithfully as he can remember. The long, smooth hair, the angular and thin face, the small round nose, and the thin lips, the sharp shape of his eyes. His gentle expression with the soft smile, then his body, slim and elegant, small waist and larger shoulders, hugged by the turtleneck similar to Nathaniel's. He can't resist doodling a pair of fairy rings behind the man, and a few sparkles here and there. If he concentrates, he can even hear his voice. Nathaniel. Yeah, like that. Nathaniel, look up. Huh? Nathaniel blinks, looking up from his drawing, only to see the man he was just doodling. Huh? Today, Nate is dressed much more formal with a white button-up and a dark brown blazer and pants set. Nathaniel bets that his shoes shine just like mirrors too. The man smiles down at him, a mix of that knowing grin and a comforting smile. one hand on his cane and the other offering a phone to Nathaniel. It's impressive how his glasses don't slide down his nose. "You look like a history teacher," is the first thing that comes out of Nathaniel's mouth, because of course it is. "A good-looking history teacher, I hope." Nate laughs softly, not bothered by Nath's awkwardness. "You forgot your phone, nephew, so I came here to give it back." "Nephew?" That's when Nathaniel looks away from Nate and sees everyone looking at him with wide, curious eyes. He swallows dry. A sudden bolt of anxiety crawls up his bones. Oh yeah, he's at school. The only way Nate would manage to get inside the school to give his phone back instead of just asking someone who works there would be by saying they are related. But wait, what did Nat forget his phone? He remembers having his phone in his pocket last night. Oh, he didn't look at his phone at all after last night. Of course he didn't notice it wasn't with him. And did Nate steal it? Did it fall out of my pocket? I believe so. Yep, Nate definitely stole it. Maybe to have an excuse to come to school today, Nathaniel takes a deep breath, taking a phone from Nate's hand, thanking him with a small grin. Nate nods his head and stands there as if waiting. It takes on time for Alia, always ready to shove her nose in any business. Oh, it takes no time for Alia, always ready to shove her nose in any business she sees, to get up and excitedly ask about his Uncle Nate. While the boy panics internally, Nate only smiles peacefully, as if everything is going according to plan. I'm a bastard brother of his mom. That immediately rings some alarm bells in Nathaniel's head. Sure, his mom did have a bastard brother when she was a teenager. He died in an accident when Mom was 16. Only 2 years after Mom's death, decided to recognize him as his and died before he could. It's a long, complicated story, but the point is that Uncle is not only dead, but no one outside the family knows about him. So how the fuck does Nate know about it? My name is Nathan, he continues, smiling brightly. Nathaniel can already see the girls melting. But you can call me Nate. I'm sorry for interrupting your class, but I figured it isn't good for Nath to not have his phone. Did you just move here? No, I'm only visiting. Are you really blind? Chloe! Nate laughs again, but it has such a softness to it, Nath feels like blushing. I'm not blind, but soon I'll be. Years ago, I had an accident and got infected with the parasite that slowly ate away my eyes. When the doctor managed to catch and treat it, it was already too late. That's why I'm traveling to see the vibrancy of the world for one last time. The class goes silent, and Nath can see the sadness and pity flash through their eyes, and he's sure there are similar feelings in his too. Nate, however, seems unbothered, a hand coming up to mess with the boy's hair, who protests weakly. Don't be sad. I'm happy I could see it all. What do you do? It's literally how it's written. VHAR. What do you do? Like, for a living. I'm a painter and a model. Though I'm only known where I live, in Brazil. Alia looks ready to ask more questions, but Miss Bustier clears her throat. With a kind but certain voice, she tells the class that they've bothered Mr. Kurzenberg long enough, and that they need to get back on track. Nate agrees with her, Nate agrees with her, giving Nath the last pat on the head. He makes his way to the front of the class, graceful as only Nate can, his vibrant hair shining under the light. Once there, he spots and gives Miss Bustier a small bow, thanking her for allowing him to take so much time from the class. Then he turns to sad class, bows again, wishing them a good day. And he leaves. And life goes on as if nothing happened. And that's the end of the second chapter, which is the last chapter of the book. And actually, I like the ending of this chapter, because counting that it wasn't continued ever, since it wasn't continued for 4 years already, it's not bad. It's not a bad ending. I like it. And he leaves, and life goes on as if nothing happened. I think it's cool. Anyways, thank you everybody who ever will listen to this, because I have no idea if anybody will ever even find this except the people who I sent this to. But yeah, I wish everybody a nice time of being. Please don't die. I love you all. Have a nice time, and don't support Trump.